The Smoldering Stone. A rite of passage for so many Extreme 1 chunk Iron Man. Something nobody wants to roll into, and the unfortunate ones that do struggle to complete this meme-worthy task. But there's one thing that just keeps bothering me. So many of my fellow chunkers have made videos about this drop, and all of them had some awful things to say about it. The worst grind possible? Possibly. Everybody seems to be declaring it to be, but what I truly want to know is, who truly has it worse? Surely this worst grind ever cannot be awful equally for all those unfortunate enough to roll into it. Well, let's find out the only way I know how, with a biased approach and facts nobody asked for. Welcome to the first ever Hellhound Impression Olympics. Today we will try to figure out which creator truly has the worst Smoldering Stone grind. First off, let's look at our 6 contestants. We have Mikaru, Ray, Earth, Extreme Gnome, Josh, and myself, Mark RS. First thing we will be looking at is which of these 6 creators have access to an ammunition shop within their chunks. Okay, so Mikaru, Gnome, and Josh all have an arrow shop. Ray does not require ammunition but does have to kill Revenants for further ether. And as for Verf and I, we do not have access to any magic shop nor arrow shop. The 2 chunky boys have taken an early lead. Now, let's look at the location they have to kill their Hellhounds at. Mikaru and Extreme Gnome have to go to the Witch Haven dungeon, which from the entrance of the dungeon, the Hellhounds are fairly close by. However, for Mikaru, he does have a long run to the bank. The closest bank is in Catherby, and for Extreme Gnome, the bank is relatively close at RD. As for Frey, considering his Hellhounds are in the Wilderness Slayer Cave, it's not ideal as he could be jumped at any moment while trying to reach his Doges of Hell. And his bank at the Ferox Enclave is pretty nice, but the trek is still not great. As for Verf, he's extremely close to a bank, and once he enters the dungeon, the Hellhounds are really close by, so he has a great location. Last but not least, Josh, once he teleports from Yonel to the Dark Wizard's Tower, walks to the Taverley dungeon. As for I walk from the Burthorpe Bank to Taverley dungeon, and this is by far the longest route to any Hellhound in the game, as once you arrive at the entrance of the dungeon, you have to make this whole walk up towards the lesser demons, to the blue dragons, to the baby blue dragons, to the black demons, to the spiders that can poison you, by the way, to the safe spot of your Hellhounds. However, with Josh hitting at 75 agility, he can use the blue dragon shortcut at 70 agility, and should he have some replies, he can use the level 80 shortcut to reach his Hounds of Doom. Me, however, with a measly 15 agility and no training method, I have to make the very long journey to face these butts of Satan. Now let's look at the amount of heart clue steps we all have. Verf and I both sit at 0 and 1 clue step available respectively, meaning that Verf simply cannot complete a single heart clue regardless of how good his RNG might be. As for I, it is statistically very unlikely that I'll ever complete a singular heart clue. As for Mikaru, given decent enough RNG, you can expect to receive at least a few caskets. The others should all get multiple caskets within their grind. Now let's look at the weapon each of our favorite basement dwellers will be using for the majority of their grind. Mikaru and Gnome are using a magic shortbow for the entirety of their goal. Josh, although starting with a measly maple shortbow, should receive a magic shortbow relatively quickly from Heart Clue scrolls, hopefully after roughly 5 to 10,000 Hellhounds, meaning should he go on raid, he would be using a magic shortbow for the majority of his grind. Frey has Wily Weapon and is using a vigorous chain mace. Need I say more? Verf is using a Sirachnis cudgel, and although it's a decent weapon, it does mean he cannot use a safe spot for any of his skills, so he cannot AFK. Should I, however, go on drop rate, half of my kills will be safe spotted with range and magic. Once I run out of ammunition, I will have to prayer flick my way to a stone with my trusty dragon spear. Not very nice. As far as extra drops are concerned, Ray gets random blighted supplies extending his strips by killing them in the wilderness, and Verf gets totem piece to help out with his Katizel grind. And for the drop rate, everybody has a normal 1 in 32,768 drop rate, except of course, Frey. He has half the drop rate, and his stone is dropped at a rate of 1 in 16,384, the lucky bastard. Now, after all this information, it begs the question, who is our most oppressed grinder? Well, you might have guessed it. I am self-crowning myself as the Extreme Chunker with the worst outcome for a Smoldering Stone grind. What an honor. Considering I have the worst route, no possibility of pro caskets, no ammunition store, and the worst melee weapon out of Frey, Verf, and I think it's safe to say that I have it the worst out of us 6. Yay me, I guess. Second place goes to Verf for similar reasons. No pro casket, cannot safe spot his Hellhounds, just not fun overall. Thankfully, he absolutely spooned his stone at just above 2000 KC. Still, all things being equal, he ranks second place. Third place truly could have gone anywhere, But with the worst route between Gnome and Makeru, and the fewer amount of clue heart steps he has, Makeru claims a podium position with a much deserved third place. Fourth place goes to Gnome, and fifth place goes to Josh. Close one, but Josh having slightly better odds at completing heart caskets gives him the final edge. Now, what about Frey? Well, considering he has the best weapon by far, 22 clue steps, and for your information, the rest of us have a combined 23 possible clue steps, half the drop rate, 3 supplies, a ring of wealth imbued that gives him 2 times more hard clue scrolls. Despite all of that, he is trying to cheese his way to a faster drop by abusing some retribution per trick. He is not worthy of getting a 6th place ribbon, as with all things being equal, his Smoldering Stone grind is a joke compared to the rest of ours. Hopefully that answers all your question on who has the worst grind for the Smoldering Stone, considering so many of us are currently grinding the stone. And by the way, all love for Frey, I love him, this is just a joke, I'm just having fun. A lot at his expense, I will admit, but this is all in good fun. And with that, let's get going with this episode. We'll kill some Hellhounds with magic and range, I guess you'll just have to find out, and hopefully you like this episode. I need 6 HP. Which should be a combat level as well, yeah. 115 combat also, so 2 big levels. Magic almost 81, running out of runes, unfortunately we're all already down to Water Strike. So I really need my water runes and my law runes to carry me. But yeah, I might have to return to Essence Simpling. Well, no, I'll definitely will have to return to Essence Simplings. But for now, we will use a lot of my runes. Hopefully get to 82. Close. So we just got 81 magic and an insult head to boot. Always makes me double check when I get an insult head, because usually you don't get anything. So when you see an extra drop, makes you doubt a little bit. But it is also kill number 775 since we've started magic. I had about 3,000 before, so that's almost 4,000, close to it. And yeah, I can probably kill another 200-ish with those runes, and then we will move on to range. But for now, not too bad. Hopefully we get Spoon with the Smoldering Stone though, because running out of runes, and I'm gonna run out of arrows pretty quickly as well, and I'd rather not have to pray flick melee for 3,000 kills, but if we have to, we have to. We shall see. And with this cast, we used the very last of our water runes. I even used all my steam runes and mud runes. I still have 14,000 mine runes, which would be just enough, basically just enough for 82 magic if I were to use all of these with fire strikes, which I probably will end up doing. That's going to take about 10 hours, maybe 11 hours to use all of it, which I'm not looking too forward to it because it's extremely slow. And if we look at the amount of kills we got so far, since we are using magic, we've killed just about 900. And yes, so that's about 4.2 thousand Hellhounds killed so far. And I literally just came back from a random event, got a lamp, and now that I'm not lamping agility, I don't really have anything to lamp that would be useful. So I guess I'll just keep lamping Slayer as I used to lamp, and maybe at some point we get to 55 and we get some pretty nice items from the Slayer Master we do have access to. So yeah, for now, back to lamping Slayer. Will take much longer to get levels now though. And yeah, back to magic, or maybe some range, so I get a change of scenery, because maging Hellhounds with Fire Strike takes forever, so I might take a few breaks here and there and go train some range instead. Before the range training, let's take care of a few things. I have 7 keys, might as well test our luck. Runite bars, runes, always useful, spinach roll, more runite bars, swordfish, and spinach roll. No luck with the rune plate legs, rune plate skirt, and I was incorrect with the drop rate. Special thanks to the beast that actually told me that my calculation for the drop rate was actually inaccurate. The actual rate is... So the actual drop rate is 1 in 128 to land on this drop table, and then it rolls between A or B, so 50% chance of getting rune plate legs or rune plate skirt. So it's actually not 1 in 50 like I originally claimed. I don't know where I got that information from. I thought it was 1 in 100 for either or, meaning 1 in 50 to get either or, and it's actually just 1 in 128, pure and simple. So the actual odd of me getting rune plate legs from this chest or rune plate skirt is 1 in 128, not in 1 in 64, because like I said, The odds of rolling this table is 1 in 128, and then once you roll that table, it's random between plate legs or plate skirt. You don't have two rolls at it, you only have one roll. So special thanks to the Beast for letting me know, and also a big fan of your series on YouTube. So if you have not already, make sure to watch him. I used to watch him a lot when he was playing Mario, and he was an absolute legend at it. Now he has different series on his YouTube channel. But yeah, thank you for letting me know of my mistake. Okay, one last thing before we go back to ranging and get our 50 range and be able to use our magic short bow. I actually realized that I never finished Witch's House. I started it, but I actually have everything I need to finish the quest, so we might as well go and speedrun that bad boy and get our second quest, actually, because we did do Death Plateau. So let's finish our second quest and actually complete a rare chunk task. After a very quick speedrun of the quest, and truly, I must be one of the highest level to finish this quest. I'm 115 combat, 96 hit point. And I'm just giving this ball to this little kid after all this time. Just one of the quests people do at the very start of the game, I do at the very late of my chunk, very late into my chunk. So that is quest number 2 completed, and that is a chunk task also completed. You know, these are the interactions I live for when I'm just killing chicken in the most random outfit possible, and somebody comes over to do the quest Death Plateau, or come here to do Troll Stronghold, or come here to go to God Wars. And they just wonder, what the hell is this man doing killing chickens in this god-awful outfit with a shrink cape that is 115 combat, just having a go at chickens and cooking them. Did he find the new meta? I mean, for a chunk account, that's pretty meta, I would say. But yeah, I've been doing this for a little bit, and if you're curious to see how's it actually faring so far, I've killed just under 3,000 chicken. And yeah, you didn't just see me go outside my chunk zone. That was just part of it. That was in your head. I did not cross the chunk border, not at all. But yeah, I've killed about 3,000 chicken, a couple hundred roosters as well. And yeah, got me to level 49 cooking thus far. And 47 range. I'll basically stay here until I'm 50 range, which will probably give me anywhere from like 55, 56 cooking. And then I do have some raw fish and a secret training method I have cooked up, no puns intended, in the bank. So you will see this shortly. But for now, we are killing chickens, and we probably need to kill about 5,000 more. So happy days. Call me Gordon Ramsay. I just got 50 cooking. And yeah, we're still on the chicken grind, obviously. Still got loads more to cook. But hey, for now, 50 cooking is a pretty nice milestone. And like I said before, we will continue killing or slaughtering those chickens until I'm 50 range. And then we shall see how far up we are with our cooking skill. Pretty nice milestone when I hit this chicken. That is 50 range. I can wear my magic short bow. I can also wear my blue DI chaps. And I also timed this a bit perfectly, if you don't mind me. I will also get a nice 54 cooking. If you were curious as to how many chickens it took, oh, I can now make a Chef Delights. Why not? I killed almost 4,700 chickens and 467 roosters. I don't discriminate. These knives can get male or female. I don't care. But yeah, 5,000 chickens basically were slaughtered just for 50 range. And now I can equip my magic short bow. And I can retire the knives until I'm much higher level, and I can use these on the Hellhounds. I still have more than I thought I would have left. I have 66.5 thousand black knives left, so that'll be pretty nice. A lot of XP there, and it'll help kill a few hundred, maybe a few thousand Hellhounds. I would assume a few thousand Hellhounds with these bad boys, so that'll be pretty nice. Now let's see what my new cooking method is. Well, it's not a new cooking method. I just wanted 50 range before I did something else for cooking. I also have access to Chef Delights, which would allow me to have a +3 boost. So technically, I only need 57 cooking. I'll hopefully have enough XP bang to get to 57, so I don't have to come back and kill more chickens. But we shall see. Cute moment. I always love these interactions when I randomly meet a group of people having a party for a max person. So Mike Tyler, congrats on your max cape. They're dropping Gutton War Spears, goddamn. They also made fun of my gear. Like, one of them said something about my gear. And I would have replied, but, you know, they are kind of right. You know, my gear is It's pretty atrocious. And I don't have 99 wood cutting yet, so I can't go further, but congrats, kind sir. Enjoy your maxscape. So you might have noticed this is my sneaky cooking method. You can actually make these leaves into forestry rations, and it gives about 51 cooking XP per leaf, and I have a few hundred leaves. And unfortunately, I also have about 300 meat pies that I can make. I have a little bit of raw food, and all of this combined is about 48,000 XP, and I need 52,000 cooking XP to get my 57. So it looks like I will have to go back to chickens for like 3 or 4 inventories, but for now, we do this, and yeah, let's get some cooking done. If you've never done this before, extremely AFK, just one click, you wait, the XP rolls in. Let's get this 57 out of the way. I basically made for myself this amazing cooking method. I ran out of bass. I only had like 250 in the bank. And instead of just running back and forth, banking these items, I just empty out the shop by 20, well, 10 bass, 10 trouts, then make forestry rations with all 20 of them, world hop, rinse and repeat. That way it saves me from having to run back and forth with the bank. I just do it right here. Probably only saves me a couple minutes overall, but at least I don't have to constantly run and watch my run energy, so that is pretty nice. That was extremely close, but turns out I also had some anchovies from baby implings that I'd forgotten about. And with these, I barely have enough for 57 cooking, meaning that I won't have to go and kill more chickens, use all my leaves, all my cooked chicken, and most of my anchovies, cooked my raw swordfish and tunas, and I could not have made it any closer. So now we have everything we need. We'll make like 5 of them. I will technically have to go kill more chickens because I do need cooked chicken to make the curry. But yeah, we do have the spice, so I'm gonna go make that, and we will have our another chunk task completed. There's just no way in hell I missed this 6th time, right? Let's make those. I have 6 uncooked curries. Hopefully I don't burn all 6 of them. And let's get this over with. And the first one is successful. So that's technically another chunk task completed. And yeah, now we can officially go and train our range on Hellhounds. Now that the cooking chunk goal is officially over. No more cooking for this bad boy. GG's. I lied. One last thing I want to do before I actually go ahead and go to Hellhounds is to use all my coal, not my coal, all my iron, and superheat those bad boys. I probably will use, I want to say, 800 of those nature runes to make iron bars, and I will make arrowheads with these, and I will make probably, I have another like 200 iron bars in the bank, so I'll make like 15,000 iron arrows that will last me a little bit. That way I can use range longer at the Hellhounds. As now that I don't have magic, it's, well, I do have fire strike, but it's extremely slow, so range will be the way to go. So I'm using my nature runes on superheat instead of alking. I have 14 mil, and one day I'll have more nature runes, so I don't need to use these for alking purposes. I'd rather just make iron bars and make the walk to the anvil and smith some arrowheads, or arrow tips I should say, and get some fletching XP in the meantime. And some smithing XP, of course. Not too bad. I don't know if this is going to be a bit of a blunder or not, but I was looking at my ore stack and I figured, hey, I have like 1,300 coal. I might as well make steel bars first with my iron, as it's 2 coal for every iron ores. So I can make just about 650 steel bars and make steel arrows instead and use the rest on iron ores. So I might as well do that. But I don't know if iron I'll be able to get as many as I want in this mine, but coal will be a bit more tedious to get. I guess it doesn't really matter. So we will be making about 640 steel bars, use them all, and then finish off a few hundred iron. And that'll give us a decent amount of fletching XP also. Good amount of arrows to use. Nice, nice. So that'll be the last inventory of superheating steel bars. Actually a lot quicker than I thought it would be. Pretty good XP as well. Got up to 38 smithing just from superheating those. We have a little bit over 700, which is not too shabby. We'll have just over 200 iron bars with these nature runes, so 275-ish. So almost 1,000 bars to go and walk back and forth, which is going to be fun times considering the distance from the bank and the anvil. I'm not sure what would be best. There is a bank in the rogue's den, so I could like get up, climb the ladder, walk, then to return. But the strength cape teleport kind of reduces the time to bank. But I will have to test those out. But for now, let's go and make some iron arrows until we make our steel. That is our first and probably last smithing milestone. That is level 40 smithing. We do love our round numbers. I don't see myself getting 50 smithing within this chunk. So 40 is pretty nice to get. Still got all the steel bars to do, but like I said, not enough for 50. So we'll take 40. We take any levels we can within these chunk walls with all the level ones we have. So levels go up. No complaints here. So that's all the arrows fletched. Fletched about 10.5k steel and almost 6,000 iron arrows. And now if we look at our total arrow situation, it's not amazing. It's not too bad. We will be using our bronze iron and like literally in order. We'll probably save the rune arrows for dragons at the very end. But yeah, for now we will use all our bronze and all our iron arrows at least on Hellhounds. See how far that gets us. And yeah, hopefully I get to 70 range with these so I can equip my black DI chaps. And maybe we spoon the smoldering stone. We shall see. And I finished with 46 smithing, and I gained about 75,000 fletching XP, which got me about a third of a level, so not too bad as well. What an absolute legend. Magic short bow, blue DI chap, studded body, looking fancy. Them Hellhounds will not know what's about to hit them. So been here for just under 2 hours, maybe an hour and 45 minutes. And who would have thought that bronze arrows at 50 range, well now 52, would be absolutely dreadful. Not me, but yeah, it's not very good, I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, we have to go through these bronze arrows. It'll give us probably, I don't know, 55 range or something. And then we can move on to the iron arrows. Hopefully it's slightly better. But for now, it's not too bad. We've killed about 60, 65 Hellhounds since we switched to range. So it's pretty slow. I would say I would venture to go slower than Fire Strikes was. But yeah, I mean, I was expecting it. Very low range level. Not the best gear, not our final form, let's just put it that way. And with our crappiest arrows, it's not going too quickly. But we'll get through them nevertheless. And we get a bond from I'm the June. Special thanks, it's also Chunk June. So a big thank you for the bond and keeping the membership alive on the account. Appreciate you, kind sir. A nice 55 range. I still have 2.5k of 2.6k when I pick these up, bronze arrows. So these bronze arrows are actually lasting me a bit more than I thought they would. So that's pretty nice. I probably will push to 57, 58 with these. And then we can switch to iron. But yeah, so far, so good. They're lasting way longer. They still suck. Don't get me wrong. Max hit of 7 is not ideal, but hey, we gotta get through them. And for now, they're giving me more XP than I thought, so can't complain. And the kill count is at, let me show you, 1,050 plus the 3k we had, so just over 4,000 were killed so far. No smoldering stone yet. Surprisingly, I still have bronze arrows left, and I'm 60 range now, which means I can now equip red d'hide armor. I do have red d'hide, well, spiky red d'hide vambraces, so I will be able to wear those. And I guess I'll go bank, equip them, because it is slightly better than the combat bracelet. Don't have red d'hide chaps, only have the black d'hide chaps, so we won't get an upgrade until 70. That being said, that's pretty cool to get. Let's go get our red spiky vambraces and finish those bronze arrows, and then we can finally move on to iron. And the kill count is looking like this. 1275 plus the 3k we already get, so like 4.3k Hellhounds killed thus far. That is 61 range. We're now using the iron arrows, and I'm also highlighting 61 range because, as you can see, It now means I can use Runite Crossbow and Runite Crossbow bolts, and I do have Dragonstone bolts E in the bank. So one of my tasks was actually to equip a Dragonstone bolt enchanted, which now means that this is completed. So we have a new chunk task completed. There's a pretty sweet 65 range, only down to 19.8k iron arrows, so used about a bit over 2,000 really, 3,000-ish, give or take. And the kill count, if you were wondering, is looking like this. 1645 plus 3,000, so about 4,600, 4,700. Not too bad. Haven't been spooned yet. Maybe we get it before 5,000. Highly doubted, but who knows. And we get a subscribe button. Listen, I know it doesn't mean much, but if you could double check or subscribe if you haven't already, that would mean the world to me. These videos take a long time to make, so every new sub is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Also, just to say, I think I started the day with 59 range, 58, 59, and today's been a very productive day. Just shy of 10 hours worth of ranged hellhounds killing. So, pretty decent day. This morning I was unexpecting to play 10 hours, but I guess I did. About 9 hours and a half, and I will probably top off the 200k XP to reach 10 hours played. So definitely a very productive day. Unfortunately, I killed like 40 to 50 hellhounds an hour, so it actually was not that very many kills. Killed probably like 450, which is not a lot, but yeah, hopefully this goes much faster when I'm 70 range with the black DI and better gear. So here's to hoping for that. This lamp right here gives us a cheeky 40 Slayer. Not too bad for a skill we've actually never trained and has only been lamp. So 40 Slayer, not bad. Almost missed with it, but you know I would never miss a good 69. Nice. That is a very beautiful 70 range. That means we can now equip our dragon or black dragon armor, looking pretty decent. And of course, let's look at the kill count thus far. I have killed 2,255, but as I said previously, I actually looked back at the last clip I had of my previous rune light, and it said I had 3,500-ish, a bit more, so I would say I'm getting close to 6,000 hellhounds killed. No stone thus far, but again, we're pretty far away from the 1 in 32,000 drop rate. But for now, let's go to the bank and change those blue pants into some pretty black pants. Don't I look pretty? The red D-Hype Van braces, the studded body, and the beautiful black D-Hype chaps. Not too shabby. We still have about 15,000 iron arrows, and then I can move on to the steel arrows, and then I can finally move on to all the black knives I got. So we still got plenty more ranging XP to get. That is a pretty nice 75 range. We've been at it for a little bit, and let's see. The kill count is looking like this. We have about 3,300 killed. Plus 3,500, so we're closing on 7,000 hellhounds, which is not too bad. Still no stone, but we keep going. It's the end of a very productive day. I've gained over 223,000 range XP, which is equivalent to 10 hours worth. Started at barely 75, I'm now almost 77, so that was pretty nice. And if you're wondering how many kills that gets us, we are now at 3,700. If we add the 3,500, we have killed about 7,200 hellhounds. Still no stone. We're about now over 20% of the drop rate. Cannot start complaining, but we are slowly getting more kills done. Pretty big milestone, hitting 80 ranged. It's been a while. We're slowly. I think now I gain a max hit with the iron arrows. I will test those, but yeah, we've been grinding a lot. 80 range. We also got a pre-level, but I didn't record that one. And if we look so far, the kill count is at about 8,500, which is not too shabby. We keep going, but yeah, pretty good range level. I don't know how far I'll get with these arrows, but maybe like 83, 82, 83. That'd be nice. We shall see. Special thanks to Chunk Gnome that found this lucky impling. We shall see what we get. And it's trapped, we catch it. What do we get today? Good luck. 62 mind runes. Not ideal. Couple things to talk about. First,
83 range, which is a pretty nice level. I'm running extremely low on arrows. I have about 500 arrows left, so very soon we will have to switch our training method for range. And if we look at how many hellhounds we have killed just about 10,000, so not quite 1/3 of the drop rate, but getting awfully close there. Haven't spooned my smoldering stone yet, but 10,000 hellhounds is not too bad. We keep going. Been using the knives and it's going pretty well. The XP is definitely better. I killed them much faster. We also got a pretty nice 69 prayer and 1125 total level. We take the levels when we get them because we don't get them very often. I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea I was even close to a hit point level, but that is 97 hit point. Not too shabby.
I guess now is a good time to call the episode after reaching a little over 10,000 kills and a beautiful 97 hit points. Unfortunately, we did not get the spoon, the smoldering stone, but it is a 1 in 32,000 drop after all, so we have a lot of room to spoon it still. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a like to this video, and I will see you very soon with a new episode.
A special thanks to the channel members. In the rune tiers, we have Agile Tom, aka Cox Chunk, and Daddy Did Me. In the bronze tier, we have Extreme Gnome, Segway, and Diggy. Thank you for supporting the channel, and if you'd like to have your name shouted out, make sure you join the membership program.